Hello, true art believers, and welcome to today's art slash tonight's live art stream. This is Pierson here. I am the number one live art streamer in the world, and you are watching 500 Days of Drawing. Today is day 461, and we're going to be working on cube deconstruction today. So, a very simple little technique. We're going to start out by drawing 1-point perspective cubes, and then we're going to break that cube into smaller subsections. And I'm going to show you a way or a simple technique on how you can do that. Let's get started, shall we? All right, everyone. Let's do it to it. Very, very, very. Let's get started, shall we? All righty. Here, I like to hear my voice. Okay, so today we're going to be working on creating a cube deconstruction. We're going to be working on cube deconstruction today, and so what you're going to need to do is understand 1-point perspective alongside this. So if you have not viewed any of my previous videos, go ahead and check out one of my earlier perspective videos to see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, what I've set up here is when you're doing perspective, you need you need a few things set up prior to even starting your perspective. You need a horizon line, which is this blue line right here. You need a central vanishing point, which is this red dot. When you're doing 2-point perspective, actually, sometimes with 1-point perspective, when you're using a diagonal measuring line, but when you're doing 2-point perspective, you need a left vanishing point and a right vanishing point. If you want to get extra fancy, you can have a ground line. And the ground line is basically the line where the viewer is standing, essentially. Okay. And so I already have this pre-set up, so to save some time. But for this lesson or demo or tutorial, you can get by with just having a horizon line and a central vanishing point right here. You don't need a ground line or left and right vanishing points for this. So I just have this kind of set up for you to kind of see. Let's kind of remove this text here. Okay, so now we have our central vanishing point. So what we want to do first when we're working on our 1-point perspective cube deconstruction is let's start out by drawing the what you call it? I already forgot what it is. The basis for the cube. All right. So we're just going to do a cube on a left side here. We're just going to do a cube left on the left side right here. Let's go ahead and make sure my what's this look like? I want to see what size this is. Yeah, I'll do that. We'll do that. All right, so we got our 1-point. We're going to do 1-point perspective. And then we're going to take that 1-point perspective cube and we're going to basically subtract that form using, I don't know, basically you're using a plus and X form. So let's start out by drawing our cube. I'm going to zoom in here. And to make things easy, I'm going to use my mouse and we're going to press Shift. And then we're going to just draw a line like that, apparently. There we go. I don't know what happened there. We're going to draw a line. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Had a few technical difficulties. So what we want to do is we want to draw a line here. Let's zoom out real quick. Okay, so I'm going to start right here and I'm going to make a line about roughly right here and then make another line right here. So let's do that. And then, wow, this, I don't know if I like my pencil being this fine. That's super small. We might need to change it up. Let's do that again. Let's go ahead and make the pixels 2 pixels because one, the lines are too small. Okay, I think that's good. Like this. And then something like this. And then go down like that. Actually, let's go down like this. A little bit ahead, that's fine. Something like that. Okay, so we have our cube. Now we need to make this cube into the startings or the beginnings of 1-point perspective. So remember what I was talking about at the earlier in my previous tutorials, where each one of these corners is going to go to the central vanishing point, right? It's going to go to the central vanishing point, right? So we're going to do that now. You got to pardon me for this time because I am using a different resolution. Oops, that was terrible. I'm using a better, more resolution for this file. Last time I was doing, like I was doing 72 pixels per square inch. This time I'm at 300 pixels per square inch. So the lines are much cleaner, and because they're cleaner, they're actually they're much thinner than I was expecting them to be. So I think the next time I do this, I'm gonna have to do the lines thicker than this one, right? So what we're doing here is we're making lines of convergence. Look at that chicken scratch there. These are the lines of convergence right here, and we're taking them all the way to the central vanishing point. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Now what we need to do is we need to determine the edge, the side edge of this cube here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a diagonal measuring line. I'm going to use a diagonal measuring line for this one. And we're going to go all the way from this bottom left corner here to the right vanishing point. Like that. And that's going to determine the side plane or the side face of this cube here. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and do this, the top face of that cube. And now we're going to go ahead and determine the bottom face of that cube, like this. And then we're just going to draw a line right here. Boom. So now we have our cube utilizing this pen, that's much better. a diagonal measuring line. So this is what this right here, this line right here, is a diagonal measuring line. That helps me create a square cube utilizing the right vanishing point. You can also do the same on the left vanishing point. I typically go on the opposite side though. All right, so now we have that. So now what we want to do is we're going to start our cube deconstruction right now. And what you need to do to create cube deconstruction is you need to make an X, right, from each corner here. So let's make an X from each corner here, like this. There you go. Another X. Actually, I think that I'm still testing out the size mark I want to make. I think 3 is okay. 2's too small. 1 is definitely too small. But 3 is probably doable. It just seems a little bit too small for me. All right, so you make it X. All right. The next thing you want to do is the X has helped you determine the center of your cube. So now what you want to do is you want to make a plus sign to that cube, right? So starting from this point, you're going to make a plus sign. And then you're going to do a plus sign right here. And so what you've essentially done is you've cut the front plane of that cube into quarters. And now what you want to do is you can use this information. Well, you can use this information to basically create more complex shapes. So let's start out by let's do a very simple example here. So what I want to do is let's take this and let's make an X on the top here as well. We're going to use this information and apply it to the cube for future, right? And now what we need to do is let's make a line. So this line is going to go to the vanishing point like that. All right, so now we have that. Okay. And I'm going to make another shape. I'm going to do the same format on the right plane here. Going from each corner, from the bottom corner, the top corner, the back corner, and the back bottom corner right here. So let's do an X again, like this, and then another X like this, and then take this cube or this mark right here, and we're going to drag it all. Whoa! I'm going to drag it all the way to the. Nope. We're going to drag it all the way to the vanishing point, or try to. Close enough. And now we're going to make a plus sign like before. So you can see what's happening here. And another thing I want to do is what we're going to do is I want to show you some things, a little trick here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out this chunk here. We're going to take out this cube, a chunk of this cube, right? So it's going to be like a Rubik's Cube almost. We're going to take out a chunk right here, and this is what we can do. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to make a line from here and drag it all the way to the vanishing point as well. Because I'm basically trying to look at this cube as if it's invisible. Drag it to the center here. Like that. Now, we're getting somewhere. As you can see, it's getting kind of hectic. So what I'm doing, this line here is determining the top face of this chunk that I'm taking out. And we needed to define the edge, or the bottom edge. So what we're going to do is, let's see here. We're going to take this line and draw that. Okay. And we're going to take another line. Now, as you can see, with all that like line work, as you can see, what I'm doing is I took out a chunk of that cube, utilizing various lines that go to the vanishing point and lines that intersect each other to take out a chunk. That's a lot of steps just to do one thing. It's incredibly like busy. So let's get this. Let's show you what it looks like. Let's make this a little bit more transparent, and then let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Let's make this like the same. All right. Actually, we'll leave the blue like that for now. And no, we'll leave it like that. No, we won't. I can't decide what I want to do. I never had this option of making things so transparent. There you go. Okay. So all we got to do now is basically, let's outline our square first. Like this. Just kind of outline it. Or try to outline it. Technical difficulties. So this is a very, it's a complex thing. It's a lot of actions to basically do a very simple thing. And it's really odd. Like, in order to do something, to make a simple shape just slightly more complex, you have to do so many more steps to create. You have to do so much more work. All right. So now we have our cube. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way to this line right here. Okay? Because all that matters is this line, this shape here that I've etched out. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's etch out this. Sorry it's taking so long. I just want to make sure I'm doing this semi-decent. And I'm not really a CAD artist. So I'm trying to do like CAD-like stuff via Photoshop. Boom. Close enough. Just Just making the vertical line here to define the back part of this cube that I've etched out. This is a very slow process to do via Photoshop. I'm sure there's a way to do it really quick. I just don't know how. Again, I'm treating it as if I were doing this with a pencil and ruler. So as you can see, what we've done is we've etched out that corner doing this technique. Now what you can do is you can do the exact same. You can do it all over again by let's say we want let's break down another section. So let's make a smaller, even smaller etch, like deconstruction on this bottom half right here. Or what you can do, let's do something real simple first. Let's go ahead and let's do another layer right here, and we're going to remove that. We're going to do another layer right here, and we're going to remove a section. So this is what we're going to do. Doing the same thing we did prior. We're going to just take out a section right here to make a more complex shape. So basically we're going to make an X formation right here. Let's remove those lines. Let's remove those lines right here. Do an X formation right here. Very simple. Do another X formation. And from here, we got the center. Let's make a plus sign. And then a plus sign. Right? And now, what we have, let's get those blue lines out of the way, is we have this section taken out. We're going to remove this section right here. So it's going to look like a little staircase almost, right? So let's make these lines even more transparent. They're kind of in the way. There we go. Let's leave them kind of like that. Now, what we need to do is we need to make a, whoa, from here, this point right here and this point need to go to this central vanishing point. So let's get that going. Like that. This point needs to go to central vanishing point as well. All right. So now what we have to do is this center point, let's make a line from here to the central vanishing point too. Let's do that as well. Let's do that also. All right. That doesn't look right. This giant circle is skewing the actual center. All right, that'll be fine. We'll just leave it like that. Okay. So now what we need to do is where these points intersect. You see this? Where these points intersect right here. We need to make a vertical line and a horizontal line. And where that horizontal line crosses through here, that's going to determine the edge of that shape. All right, so we're going to make from this point, we're going to make a line like, now we're going to make a line like this. And then another line. Actually, let's do another line right here. Boom. So now what you need to do is we're going to remove this area. So let's go ahead and copy this shape here. And we're going to cut that out, right? We're going to cut it off. All right. So let's go ahead and get the eraser tool here. And we're just going to erase this area. Like that. There we go. In fact, I think I need to maybe even cut that off even more, cut this off a little bit more. And here we go. Let's do the same right here. See what I did? I just basically, using an X and plus shape, I deconstructed I basically deconstructed or subtracted a portion of that cube to make it a little bit more elaborate. Now it takes a lot of steps to do that, right? To actually do it correctly. You can like eyeball it, right? Let's press B and let's go ahead and do this and then this. So now we just need to trace out that form. That. I think. Nope. Like this, see? Boom. Like that. Look at that. And boom. And as you can see, cube deconstruction, man. It takes a lot of work to do something so simple. Don't get me wrong. Like, as you can see, like it takes a lot of work. You have to do a ton of stuff, right? As you can see, what I had to do, in order for me to do this, we had to basically, as you can see, we had to deconstruct this, pull out this area, then deconstruct this area, and then pull out this area, you know? And you can do this infinitely, right? You can even do it at angles. So technically, as you see, you have these triangular cuts here. You can start out and make it in cut off triangular sections of your cube. Now, I know this seems like, oh, well, what's the use in this? Like, what can I do this? What's the use in this? Well, you can end up making really cool like skyscraper shapes with this. Like, whenever you're doing like perspective drawings and you're making buildings that are they all just look like a bunch of rectangles with like horizontal or vertical lines to signify like windows, right? With this, you can make more elaborate like structures, and so there's some benefit to that, right? And so there's some nice benefit to doing stuff like that. And as you can see, it takes a lot of steps to do something as simple as just taking out another small cube section out of your block, out of your 1-point perspective block. But it's the only it's the only fast way that I know. There's probably other ways that people know, that like some techniques that some people know that might skip some steps. But I think in order for you to fully understand it, you need to learn how to do all the steps at first, right? Before you get making a more elaborate shape, right? In order for you to be able to do this, you gotta know how to do 1-point perspective cubes, and then once you're able to do that, then you're able to at least take out one section of your cube like this. And if you want to take out multiple sections like I did here, right, you need to master being able to take out one section first, and so after a while it gets easier and easier. Oh, you know what I missed? I missed this line right here. Let's go fix that. Let's go fix that. I didn't notice that. What a silly me. Silly me. I just like totally missed it. Let's do that again. Like that. I can't believe I missed that. Anyways, so that is how you do in a nutshell, simple cube deconstruction. I know I wish it was more elaborate than that, right? I wish there was like more to it, and I wish I was able to do more. But unfortunately, to do a demo, even as simple as this, it takes a lot of time. If I were to do a really elaborate one, I'd have to do so many cross X's and pluses over and over again to really break down that shape. You can, in theory, keep breaking this down, right? So maybe when I come back to this as an example, I will make a more elaborate cube deconstruction for this one. But this is a good like jumping off point on how to do cube deconstruction, right? So very simple, easy peasy. If this is something you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm done for the day. Tomorrow I'm gonna be doing gesture drawing / figure drawing, and then Saturday will be portrait drawing, and Sunday will be Cactus Sunday. And then I'm going to be, I don't know what I'm doing next week. I think it's going to be anatomy, or talking about how to do to create simple structures for like the body, essentially, to kind of draw the head, or how to think about drawing the head, etc., etc. Anyways, let's end the live stream for the day. I hope you learned a little bit. That's just a way to create cube deconstruction on how to make more elaborate or more complex shapes just from using 1-point perspective and using an X and plus overlay to subtract or deconstruct the form. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's live art stream. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. All right, cheers. Everyone take care.